Jesus said, "Man cannot live on bread alone, but from every word that proceeds from the mouth of God." You're listening to Daily Truth.
We don't often think about this, but a credible profession of faith is a work. A credible profession of faith, in terms of theological categories, it is a work. And it is, in most instances, if not virtually all, it is the first good work. In other words, a profession is not faith itself. A profession of Christ as Lord is the first fruit of faith. It is the first evidence, the first sign that faith is there, that faith is present. But it is a work. We are saved by grace alone, through faith alone, and not by works, so that no one would boast. But for the one who has faith, faith will express itself through works. In other words, as Martin Luther once said, we are saved by faith alone, but the faith that saves is never alone. We're not saved by faith and works. We are saved by faith alone, but a true saving, quality, genuine, authentic faith that actually does provide salvation, that saving faith will always be accompanied by good works. Faith will always be manifest, evidenced, proven by works. And one of the first good works that evidences faith, proves faith, is a profession. A profession. And so when the scripture says, if any man believes in his heart and confesses with his mouth that Jesus is Lord, he will be saved, that is not meant to say, if anyone believes in his heart, aka faith, professes with his mouth, aka works, he will be saved. In other words, faith plus works equals salvation. No, it is, if anyone believes in his heart, has faith, he will be saved, and immediately, one of the first fruits of that salvation is that he will profess. And to get real practical in terms of application, this better be true. Otherwise, the mute will not inherit the kingdom. The mentally deficient, the vegetable, will not inherit the kingdom. The infant who dies in infancy, who cannot physically profess, will not inherit the kingdom. But I would argue that they will, if they have faith. What the scripture is saying is that faith bears fruit. As a general principle, faith bears fruit. There are practical, providential exceptions. But the point is that if faith is present, and if practical providence allows, this is what it will look like. Assuming the person is able to speak, if they have faith, they'll confess Christ and His Lordship. But it is not faith plus the work of confessing Christ as Lord equals salvation. It is faith alone grants salvation and will immediately evidence itself by good works, one of the first good works being a confession of Christ as Lord.